YouTube. Today we thought we'd show you another kind of episode of our camp food, and we were going to make Bannock. So I'm just going to mix it up right now. And we got this recipe from Matty the Goose, and we got it from his website. He's a pretty cool guy.
He's got a YouTube channel, so you should go check that out, Matty the Goose.
And we have almost everything except powdered milk, which we couldn't seem to find. So we thought we'd substitute it with something down when we start to cook them. But for now, we'll just mix up the dry ingredients. And we're doubling this recipe.
Because we got a friend coming over and thought we'd make enough for him too. He'll help us cook it later.
So the recipe calls for 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 4 tablespoons of powdered milk, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. So we're doubling everything.
We don't have the powdered milk, so I think we're just going to use regular milk.
And we're putting this all in a bag, like we would for camping. Just a regular.
Then when we get to your campsite, you can just throw some water in and mix it all up. You can even do it in the bag, but I think we're going to do it in my pot.
Be careful with the flour. It kind of makes a bit of a mess because it goes everywhere. Okay. So we have that, and pretty much that's it for the flour. That's 2 cups, so because we're doubling it. Okay, now we got our spoons.
And in terms of oil or butter or ghee, which Matty the Goose uses, you can just put those in a little container for when you're camping.
So 1 tablespoon of baking powder, but actually 2 tablespoons because we're doubling it. Oh, this stuff is. Oh yeah, there's 1 tablespoon. And the flour's not the most important to get exact, but this stuff is because it's the rising agent. And that's what's going to make your Bannock kind of... Oh, wait, sorry about that. Our battery died. But we put in the baking powder. Now we're putting in the sugar. It says 1 tablespoon of sugar, but we like it a bit sweet, so we're going to put in 3 because we are doubling it. It's really easy to mix around and stuff because it's just in a bag. So you just squeeze it up and stuff. Now we're going to get out the oil and the milk, and we're going to put those in separate containers. We'll be right back. Okay, so we don't have any powdered milk, and normally we would if we went camping, but we have our just regular milk, so I don't know, maybe it'll even make it taste better, but we're estimating about 4 tablespoons, and we're doubling it, so about 8 tablespoons.
We've said doubling a lot in this video, I know.
So we're just going to fill this up to about what we think we'd use, probably about that much. And we can substitute some water out of it too, because we can always have it
a little creamier.
Normally, yeah, you add water, but we can have it creamier by adding more milk instead of water, so it doesn't matter if we have too much here. Here, I'll tape this while Jones gets the butter. You can use oil or butter to cook it on. Matty the Goose uses this stuff called ghee, which is, I think, like a buttery, oily type of thing that never goes bad, which is a really good thing for camping, but we're at home, so we're just going to use butter.
Okay, we have our Bannock down here, and we're going to light the fire. So, we're going to light this birch bark and then put it onto the wood. Black smoke. Okay, so we got our fire going here, and we're going to let it burn down, and then we'll put the fry pan on there somewhere. So we're going to put our milk in, and normally you would use powdered milk and it would already be mixing into the dry ingredient, but considering we're at our house right now, we can just use that. So we're going to open our bag.
Say hello to our doggy.
pour the milk in. Now we'll try this for consistency. Okay, looks to be getting to the right consistency. So, you just kind of feel around. If it's sticking to your hands, if it's not sticking to your hands, you want to add a bit more because you want it to be clumpy. We've never even made this before. I've only heard of it. So we're gonna prepare our pan now. And to do that, we're gonna spread some butter on it. Okay, so we have our butter in the pan now, and we're just gonna melt it by putting it on our coal base right here. Doesn't take that long to melt the butter. As you can see, it's butter, so it softens quite quickly. I added too much water to the Bannock mix, so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of kneading it, and it looks kind of like bread dough, but it's kind of what we want, but it's quite mushy and stuff. Okay, so our butter's melted. I've made a good-sized patty, and I'm just gonna place it in, and we'll see what happens next. Like so. And then you put it into the fire. We got our flipper. My hands are basically useless. I can't grab anything else, so I'll be in charge of making the patties. But Jonas, the flipper's over there for when we... Okay, so we just flipped our Bannock here. As you can see, my hands, they're kind of horrible. I wouldn't suggest, maybe you could put on some latex gloves or like nurse gloves or something. But it looks golden brown, so the Bannock itself is turning out good. It's just, maybe next time I'll wear gloves.
Or mix it with a spoon.
Yeah. So,
we'll come back when it's all cooked.
Okay, so our Bannock is all the way cooked, and it's delicious. It tastes quite like a biscuit. Remember, we added a bit more sugar, and we used a lot of butter, so that's why it gave us this kind of golden brown. I'm really regretting getting my hands in there, but that's the way you learn. Yeah, so this stuff is delicious, and definitely it's the easiest thing in the world to make. We made our patty a little too thick, so you can see part of it isn't fully cooked, but that doesn't change the taste. So yeah, we're gonna cook up a few more, and thanks for watching.
Yeah.